The following program, paid for by the Real Estate Rat Pack, does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station. KKHT wants you to meet the classiest guys in real estate. It's Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage, and Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate, and together they are the Real Estate Rat Pack. Just like them, real estate in the Houston area is hot. If you're buying or selling real estate in the greater Houston area, the Rat Pack is the preeminent source for everything you need to know. They're here to take your calls and answer your questions live. Call now, 1-800-808-5548. That's 1-800-808-5548. And now, the Real Estate Rat Pack!
Do not adjust the dial because this is the Real Estate Rat Pack. My name is Bill Knapik. Hosting the show, I have been deputized by Rob and Chris to do this very special edition of the Real Estate Rat Pack radio show. It is the 5th anniversary. The guys have been on the air for 5 years now. Can you believe it? And now, again, my name is Bill Knapik, hosting the special edition right here, and we are at the party celebrating the 5th anniversary of the Real Estate Rat Pack. And, oh yeah, we have Rob Cook right now to start off the show. Chris is going to be here later, but Rob, let's tell people, here you are, 5 years. Can you believe it?
No, I can't hardly believe it. It's been that long. Like I said, it's longer than one of my marriages even. So it's
and that's saying
5
something.
years. That's saying something. So I thank you, first of all, for doing this. We did this for us on the 100 show, if you recall that.
I know. It's an honor, and it's super fun.
We did that. And we've had a lot of history together over the years. We've done a lot of events. We've had a lot of fun.
And I will say this, when we think about the radio and the milestone that this is, the 5-year milestone, I will tell you this, the Rat Pack, how it influenced me, it got me into the radio
you
world.
Were
and now
one
I'm
of
in
our
it
first sponsors.
That's right. And I'm in it in a major way. So I thank you for that, Rob.
So, and then that's good, kind of a cue in. Like, stay tuned after the show because we have Successful Living at 10 o'clock. Then we have Real Estate Matters at 1 o'clock. Also with Bill Knapik. So you're going to hear Bill Knapik's name all day long. I'm going to be on the air a lot
today. Well, not only that, at the 10 o'clock show, that you guys will be on that show as well.
That's
so
right.
It'll be an extended version. That way it will have like the after the Rat Pack anniversaries.
Rat Pack.
That is correct. So it's going to be super fun. So, Rob, give us another idea, one of your thoughts on going this long. And I did the math. Just if we think about 5 years.
250 shows or so.
Okay. And if you had 3-4 guests per show, we know a lot of people have been on more than once. That's a lot of people that you've talked with.
In fact, some of them are in the room tonight. I've actually kind of picked, I've been out trolling for guests. And so I grabbed these people while they're having fun and brought them in here. So we're going to be talking with them later on. It's about building community. And that's what the Rat Pack has always been about. It's never been about us as a duo. It's always been about building community with the people we come in contact with. And this tonight with all these people back here, and I guess they can hear all that partying in the background.
We do have a murmur in the background. That's part of the atmosphere.
Yeah, part of the atmosphere. We probably have 300 people here already, and we probably will have ultimately have 400 people show up here and have a good time. And
that is amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I think that we've had a couple people tonight that walked in here and went, wow.
That's right. Well, we are here. By the way, we are at Chris Kelso's office. Chris Kelso, the Fairway Mortgage Group.
The maestro of mortgage.
He is the maestro. He will be here. And it's amazing how many people, as you said, we're having hundreds here. Everybody's having a good time. And we're going to get to talk to, maybe not hundreds, but we're going to talk to a
few.
That's
and
right.
Basically what I want to do is kind of talk about what they've seen in the community and their participation, because these are people that we've personally invited to come on the show, talk about their story, good people, HR leadership, top producing agents. And so these are the kind of people that we always like to have out and build relationships with. And they're lasting relationships because, I've known Danny Frank, who's going to talk today. Well, I've known Danny, I don't even hate to say how long now.
I've known him longer than you, by the way. I bet, but not. I knew Danny before the real estate world. We'll get into that, but that's right.
I'll let you all get into that.
Right,
I mean, you're here, you're here to relieve us so we can go party with the crowd. So we're going to let you on your own a little bit. So,
no doubt about that.
And we're going to get Chris back up here to talk a little bit. But he's down karaokeing right now. We have the Rise Community Truck out there. And, of course, I saw Dan Nafe and his wife Beth here already, but they've disappeared. So they are he's the president of Rise Community, one of our great sponsors. So we always like to give a big plug for them. They bring out this $2 million trailer that has the capability of dancing on it. It has
It's
karaoke. It has a 40-foot wide screen, I think, on it. It's a amazing piece of equipment.
It's the real deal, and Dan's doing a tremendous job there. Meridiana, Texas, and also Cane Island. It's amazing when we first met Dan how his business, how the homes are selling, and it's growing. And you talk about part of the community. Something like Cane Island and Meridiana, it became a community. People are living there now. They're enjoying it, and they're telling others.
Well, I was talking to Beth Nafe tonight, and she said we just closed on our first deal in the custom section, $1.75 million.
And which one was that? In Cane Island?
In Cane Island.
Wow.
So that was a nice success story for her, and that's the kind of stuff we love to hear about. And again, that's part of our community.
That's right. And if people are listening and they haven't been to Cane Island or Meridiana, check it out. Go on the internet and then take a nice weekend drive and see the beautiful
and they're both
homes.
amazing.
It's awesome.
They're both amazing communities, and of course, we're close to it where we are here, and it's right there. Right,
It
and
almost throw a stone.
It has its own exit, as Meridiana does. It has its own exit off of 288. So it makes it really easy to access these communities, and when you get there, it's like an island oasis of easy living. It's basically
like it
like
says
going on
the ad,
vacation.
it's a resort style living, so it's a lot of fun.
And it is.
Check them out, Cane Island, Meridiana, Texas. So Rob, how do we want to start out here? Which guest should we bring forth first?
Well, I thought the one that probably could fill air as well as anybody would probably bring up Danny. He was on our first show.
And that's the one and only Danny Frank.
Danny Frank, former chairman of HAR, realtor extraordinaire, now with Heritage Texas Properties. And so I think I might just turn the mic over to him.
Well, let's do that. And by the way, and when you start talking about credentials, between your credentials and Danny's, it's incredible. I'm feeling the greatness already. So let's get Mr. Frank over here. That is, go ahead, Mr. Danny Frank. Danny, welcome to the show. Here we are, the 5th anniversary of the Real Estate Rat Pack. And let's tell people, you were on, the first show or the second show?
I was the very first guest of the very first show. And, what an honor it is to be included in such a monumental movement within Houston. You think about the radio shows that have come and gone. This one stayed around for 5 years plus. Your show is coming up doing great things, too. As one of your first guests as well. What Chris and Rob have done with this coming into the Facebook era, coming into the social media area, more people are getting access to such great real estate information every weekend. So, what an opportunity for all of us to grow and learn from one another.
I think, and some of the components, we're thinking about, the term that comes to mind, Danny, is longevity.
Sure.
You're talking about 5 years, a whole bunch of shows, all these radio shows. But what's happening, Rob said it's building community. We're bringing forth content all the time. I'm listening to the Rat Pack all the time. I don't think I've missed a show, quite frankly, in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm always listening. The content is great, but also it's about having fun too, because you can't just deliver content in a dry way.
You can't.
And the Rat Pack has that formula. They have the secret sauce of mixing that gumbo just right.
They do.
So it's fun, and that's why people listen.
You think about what's happening on their show, and the continuity, the camaraderie, everything that happens on that show is all about the real estate community and the people that are involved and everything that's happening. It's just a great opportunity for people to come together. And with the radio show being on iHeartRadio, you can pick it up anywhere in the world. Your show as well. Just tune in and find the show at, 100.7?
100.7 FM or 100.7 FM. That is correct.
So here in Houston, and it's a great opportunity to listen. And if you don't want to stream, if you're on Facebook, you can watch it there because Chris always streams the show. And there's comments, people back and forth. You can ask questions. It's a real life community that just gets going every Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
I will say this, Danny. I've been a fan of talk radio long before I ever got to talk on the radio. I'm going back to the 80s, back in the days where we were in the abrasive blasting business. And I know you know those days, but I've been a fan of the radio. But I will say this, no matter what talk radio show there is, the Rat Pack does a few things. They have a few distinctions, but one stands out to me, and that is it's the only show that people are dancing between the breaks.
They are. They're having a good time.
I
They
have
are
not
indeed,
heard. Yeah,
as we are today.
That is correct, and that gets people revved up to bring forth, to feel comfortable, and to bring forth tremendous content.
Yep. It's all about the information they give, and they bring great information. Ed Camp was on there last weekend, I believe, and talking about the decontamination of homes. Things that are important to Houstonians right now after Hurricane Harvey, and especially right there in my area, Memorial and Kirkwood area. You think about everything that's going on in there. All those people are just now starting to rebuild, get back in there. Houston's a very strong community, and everybody's coming together, doing the right things, putting their houses back together, and just making sure that they have somebody there to protect them, like a great realtor.
Hey, also, Danny, let's tell people about your company and how they can reach out to you as well.
So I'm Vice President of Sales Performance for Heritage Texas Properties. We're a 16-office company in Houston, Central Texas, and Seguin and New Braunfels area. We're about 350 agents. We're one of the largest non-franchise brokers in Houston, and we're a family-owned business and have been for 40-plus years. Robin Mick and Jerry Mick are the owners, and we run it like a family-owned business. Once somebody joins our organization, they become part of our family. And you can reach out to me directly anytime. My direct cell phone number, you can text, email, or call me on this number at 713-581-4702. 581-4702. It's a 713 area code, and feel free to reach out to me anyway if you want to find out something about real estate or becoming a realtor or joining my firm. I'd love to talk to you.
That is super awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Frank. You could Google Danny. He'll be all over the place.
All
reach
over
out
it.
to him.
Danny Frank Realtor. You'd be surprised.
There you go. And we are going to take a short break and come right back with so much more. This is Bill Knapik hosting, deputized by the Real Estate Rat Pack to host this very special edition. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Ciao.
Looking for financing of a new home or to refinance your existing home? Maybe you need a bit of equity for improvements or repairs. At Fairway Mortgage, the Kelso Group, customer service is a way of life, and finding you the best mortgage and term for your future is their passion. It's their job to take care of you better than anyone else. At the Fairway Kelso Group, you can rely on their team for smart home financing options and exceptional service. After all, they believe they're only as good as their last loan. With the Kelso Group, you remain a highly valued client, and of course, they look forward to continuing to take care of your mortgage needs. Call anytime, 24 hours a day at 713-256-9138. That's 713-256-9138. Or online at fairwaykelsogroup.com, or on Facebook at Fairway Kelso Group. That's Fairway Kelso Group. You are the priority, and they would love to work with you. The Fairway Kelso Group, national strength, hometown service.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, the fastest growing real estate company in Houston. Over 400 trained professional realtors here to serve your needs in 21 locations in Houston and across the state. Whether you're buying, selling, or leasing, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties is the smart choice. Check us out at andersonprops.com today. Find out why so many choose Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties for all of their real estate needs. You know us, we know real estate.
When I'm with you, but I love it.
And welcome back. This is Bill Knapik on the Real Estate Rat Pack. That's right, I am here. You guys have allowed me to do the show here and to lead it on this very special edition, 5-year anniversary, 5 years of radio shows, great content, and always great guests. And here's one of the other great guests that has been on the show on the Real Estate Rat Pack. Her name is Sharon Cox with Heritage Texas Properties. Sharon, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me today. I'm excited to talk about these guys. They're amazing.
It's just nice to be friends with the Rat Pack. I love that part.
You do feel pretty cool when you are.
You feel warm
Absolutely.
and fuzzy. And let's tell people, first of all, you've been on the Rat Pack before, but the first time is always kind of fun. So let's tell people when you were invited and then your experience. getting on the show and what you thought about before you got there?
Well, I was blessed to be one of the 20 under 40 agents, super agents, if you will, at Houston Association of Realtors. And Rob and Chris thought it would be a great idea to have me on to talk about my business. And I'm not going to lie, I was terrified. I had no idea what to expect. I showed up in studio and looked like I was just going to hide in a corner. And next thing you know, I'm on the mic talking about my business and ready to go. And they just... I never knew that I had that in me, actually. They offered great content. They asked us amazing questions about the business so that the consumer out there listening would leave with information that day.
And I think one of the things that you're referring to, which is really tremendous, and that is all these radio shows, the Real Estate Rat Pack especially, it is a personal development tool because many of the guests that have been on have never been on the radio before. And that was my first radio experience, to be on the Rat Pack. And that helps you a lot of times overcome the fear of being on the radio, which a lot of people have because it's the unknown. We fear the unknown sometimes.
It's absolutely true. I was terrified. I didn't know how loud to talk. I didn't know where to sit. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if I was going to make mistakes. But they offered me the opportunity to speak, and I was thrilled, and I took it, and now look at me. Now I'm talking without any incident.
Yeah, and the other thing is the platform that is provided. Mm-hmm. When we think about the show, the Real Estate Rat Pack, what happens is we are not, and nothing against Little Rock, Arkansas, but we are in the 4th largest city. People say it's soon to be the 3rd largest city. So when we speak on the microphone, we don't know how many people are listening, but it is a tremendous platform to bring forth the great information that you as a top producing realtor deals with every day.
That's right. We got to be relevant. We need to be talking about the things that people are dealing with. I mean, right now, everybody's asking us what is happening after Hurricane Harvey. What should I expect? What should I do? So you need to be in the know, and you need to be taking the classes, and you need to be talking to the people that are out there that are in the know, if appraisers, those types of things, to give the people the information that they need. And the beauty of this is that the Rat Pack offers the opportunity for people to listen to real-time, real-life advice from the people in the field that are doing it every day.
You're exactly right, and I'll say it again, and they do so in a way that's entertaining.
Entertaining.
That is so important.
Absolutely.
So
entertaining.
You kind of started to talk about it, Sharon. Tell us about the marketplace at this time, and maybe more importantly, the gut feel. How do you think it's going to play out the rest of the year?
So just to give the audience a little bit of background, my business runs from about the Katy area into downtown, which seems like a big area, but over time it's actually not, running along the I-10 corridor. And obviously that area is
the I-10 parking lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of that area suffered after Hurricane Harvey. So initially after the storm, we had to tell a lot of folks the reality is we didn't know the answers. We're learning more and more each day. We're still not exactly sure what's going to happen. The spring market so far looks like it's going to be a good market. All indicators are telling us that it's going to be a great market, but there are still some areas we're not quite sure. So I do recommend to anybody that's listening that if you have a trusted advisor, a real estate advisor, give them a call, talk to them. Don't assume you know the answers. You can always call me. I would be happy to help.
How they can reach out to you.
I've been selling homes for 18 years now. You can reach me on my mobile at 832-607-3430, 832-607-3430. I'd be happy to help in any way that I can and answer your questions.
And we're talking with Sharon Cox with Heritage Texas Properties. She's there to answer your questions and even help you. Give her a call at 832-607-3430. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you for having me on. I'm so happy for these guys. Y'all keep listening. It's a great show, worth everybody's time.
It's warm and fuzzy all the time. Thank you.
Longing to live beyond the ordinary? Welcome to Cane Island, Katy's most masterfully planned community. With uncommon amenities including a conservatory, treehouse, lighted entrance experience, and excellent Katy ISD schools, it's no wonder Cane Island was recently voted Community of the Year. Come tour our gorgeous model homes, shake paws with Hub, our canine ambassador, and discover living like nowhere else. Cane Island, from the 200s to 800s. Take the new Cane Island Parkway exit in Katy or visit caneisland.com.
Fireball.
And here we go. And now we have the opportunity to talk to, the Realtor of the Year. His name is Chance Brown, Realty One Group. Chance, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. Glad to be back.
Here we are. We get to talk to you a lot, but people love to hear what you're doing and what's going on. So let's tell people, first of all, the experience when you first got to meet the Real Estate Rat Pack and be on their show. Give us an idea.
So the first time I was on the show was to push the legacy project for my class for the Texas Realtors Leadership Program. And we came on to talk. We had 2 minutes. And it was incredibly nerve-wracking because I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know, what to do with my hand. I was like Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights. I didn't know what to do with my hands. I didn't know what to say. No idea. I just got up there, and I think I was just a bumbling idiot. And so, which is probably why my legacy project for my TRLP class went so well.
Well, it's awesome because, like we said earlier, it's the idea of giving people the opportunity to stand on a platform and talk about what they do and love. In this case, it's real estate, and it's just a lot of fun. And the people, even if they're not buying or selling, they love to hear this stuff.
Absolutely they do. And, what Rob and Chris and, over the years, Joe and Tim have created is just an awesome group of people. I mean, look at all the people behind us. I know listeners can't see it, but all the people behind us that are here and celebrating this, it's a huge deal now. Being able to say that you were on the Rat Pack show,
and that's right. The show has.
It's in my bio.
Yeah, the show has weaved a lot of people together that wouldn't have been together normally.
That's exactly right.
And let's tell people, Chance, the area that you serve in terms of the real estate profession, a little bit about your team out there, and how do you see the market?
So I'm the broker for Realty One Group Lone Star. We're located in the Cypress, Tomball area, and we've got 135 agents there now. And we've got agents
135.
135.
That's a lot.
And
you were saying something earlier about being nerve-wracking, but the times I've been around you have such a cool, calm demeanor. I can't see you being rattled by anything.
It's because after I flubbed up so bad the first time, the Rat Pack let me come back on, and I've had some practice now. So that helps.
The night is still young, apparently.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, the sun's still up. Come on. We've got 135 agents from Pearland and Montgomery. We serve the entire Houston area. And the market right now, it's really good depending on where you are, price point. What we're seeing is really sub 400 is moving pretty quickly. Sub 250 is moving really, really quickly. Once you get north of about 400, depending on the area,
of course. It takes a little longer then, huh?
It takes a little bit longer, but it's still moving quickly. I mean, it's a healthy market.
Well, also, give us an idea, and we say the term Realtor of the Year. That's a great honor for you, but that doesn't happen by accident. Give us just a word or two about a success principle or two that you've used to have that achievement.
So there's an old saying that the world is run by the people that show up. Show up.
Did Confucius say that, or was that Chris Kelso? One of the two, right?
Who knows? But a lot of it is if you want to make a difference in what you're doing in the industry that you're in, and you want to be part of the conversation, you have to show up for it. You can't just sit around and go to a happy hour and badmouth things. Show up and make a difference.
Well, in fact, when you say that, it makes me think of any time I think in my life, whether it was a professional thing that happened in the career or even meeting someone important, that I always say, well, I was out somewhere. I met them. I left the house.
They didn't come to your house.
No, they didn't. The only guy that comes to the house is the pizza delivery guy.
Exactly.
Or the Uber in this case. But I'm saying that's exactly right. We have to go out there, and as far as realtors do that all the time, and they have to be out there mingling. That helps.
So I have to give all the credit to my getting involved in things to my business coach at the time, because he asked me, "What are you doing? What are you doing in the industry? What's your volunteer service look like?" And I'm like, "Why do I want to go hang out in a room full of realtors? None of these fools are going to buy a house from me."
They're not going to buy a house. That's
right. And it really comes back down to the whole principle of iron sharpens iron, and being around great people, being around people who are really pushing the profession forward. I've gotten so much more out of the service that I've given than I feel like I've contributed because of the people that I've been around.
There you go. That's a great word. Iron does sharpen iron. Chance Brown, Realtor of the Year. How can people reach out to you, Chance?
281-380-7631.
One more time.
Or Chance Brown, CB at chancebrown.net. 281-380-7631.
Very nice, ladies and gentlemen. Chance Brown, Realty
Thank you, Bill.
One Group. Thank you, Chance.
Appreciate you, buddy.
We're bringing it,
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, the fastest growing real estate company in Houston. Over 400 trained professional realtors here to serve your needs in 21 locations in Houston and across the state. Whether you're buying, selling, or leasing, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties is the smart choice. Check us out at andersonprops.com today. Find out why so many choose Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties for all of their real estate needs. You know us, we know real estate.
No, honey, I'm good. I can have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home.
And welcome back. Bill Knapik here for the Real Estate Rat Pack. Again, deputized by these two great guys, Chris and Rob. And now we have Tina Fox. She is with Champions Real Estate Group. Tina, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And it's so exciting. We were talking earlier that you made a pretty big drive to get here from the Woodlands, right?
Yes, almost an hour and a half.
How about that? Well, let's tell people, you have been on the Real Estate Rat Pack before.
Yes,
let's tell them about your experience and maybe what you thought about it.
Well, I was, and I was so honored and so excited. In fact, I sat in the parking lot for 30 minutes prior before I got here because I was just so excited, making notes, and of course the notes went in the garbage before I was, on air. However,
Rob doesn't like to prepare a lot. He likes that spontaneity.
Yes, absolutely. So my notes went out the door, and everything was, spontaneous, but I loved it, and I had such a great time, and they invite you after for breakfast, and it was a lot of fun.
It really is a full-service radio show. You can't beat that. They dance between the breaks, and they serve breakfast. That's super awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, give us an idea as far as some of the things you're seeing in the real estate world, changes, trends, and stuff like that. As you're out there every day, Tina, let's tell people, what are your observations?
What I have observed is that a lot of people have decided to go with new build, at least where I'm from. There's a lot of new construction. Montgomery County is the area I serve, and it's the fastest growing community in the fastest growing county in all of Texas. So a lot of people are doing new build, or they're deciding to become investors, especially after Hurricane Harvey.
And I like the idea. I think a lot of reasons. As a homeowner myself, I haven't bought a new home for a long time, but just the idea of having something new without having to refurbish everything, new floors and update, having that new home is really nice. It's like the keys to a new car.
Absolutely. And after Hurricane Harvey, these new neighborhoods that have been engineered a little differently, they know that they're not going to flood possibly in the future. So a lot of people are wanting to go with new build.
I like that idea. Also, let's tell people a little bit about your company, and you're focusing now. Do you go all over Houston, or are you just focusing on the northern part there in the Woodlands?
I am a Houstonian, and I have lived in the Spring, Conroe, Woodlands area all of my life. So that is just my niche. I just know every community, every neighborhood, and I feel very comfortable there. So that is where my area that I work at.
And as you've grown up there, wow, you have seen some major changes.
Major changes.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because that's one of, every area is growing, but that area is really growing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you think you're going to stay there quite a while?
I will be there, yes.
Yeah, people
My
get
heart's
comfortable.
there.
And the nice thing, too, there's a lot of trees. People certainly here know in Houston about the area that we're speaking of. However, people tune into the Rat Pack from far away, so a lot of them haven't even seen Houston. So we really paint a picture every time we talk about this great area.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, my goodness.
Well, Tina, let's tell people how they can reach out to you should they want to know more about the area or be interested in real estate.
They can reach me at 936-249-8479.
One more time.
936-249-8479.
So people could just simply reach out to Tina Fox right at 936-249-8479. Tina, thank you so much for being on this very special show of the Real Estate Rat Pack.
Thank you so much.
What you wanna do, baby? Where you wanna go? I'll take you to the moon, baby. I'll take you to the floor.
Looking for financing of a new home or to refinance your existing home? Maybe you need a bit of equity for improvements or repairs. At Fairway Mortgage, the Kelso Group, customer service is a way of life, and finding you the best mortgage and term for your future is their passion. It's their job to take care of you better than anyone else. At the Fairway Kelso Group, you can rely on their team for smart home financing options and exceptional service. After all, they believe they're only as good as their last loan. With the Kelso Group, you remain a highly valued client, and of course, they look forward to continuing to take care of your mortgage needs. Call anytime, 24 hours a day at 713-256-9138. That's 713-256-9138. Or online at fairwaykelsogroup.com, or on Facebook at Fairway Kelso Group. That's Fairway Kelso Group. You are the priority, and they would love to work with you. The Fairway Kelso Group, national strength, hometown service.
Knapik right here once again with the Real Estate Rat Pack, very special edition show. It's the 5-year anniversary show, and now someone was saying, what about property management? We now have Mike Mengden. Mike, welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing today?
Let's tell people the name of your company.
Terra Residential Services.
And that's so awesome.
Yeah, we love it. We are all about property management. We do investor sales. We do leasing, property management, all that kind of stuff. I teach for the state association. I see Rob like every other day, and Chris every the day after that, and we love it. We do the side of real estate.
You're describing a crazy week, and one filled with great information. I might add.
Yeah, we do a part of real estate that not a lot of real estate people do, and that's all the property management side with the leases and the property management. And it's a little more dangerous side of the profession than some of the other people do because of the lawsuits and stuff.
Well, exactly. And one of the interesting things about that, I will tell you, and I'm preaching to the choir here, and that is that property management should not be left to amateurs. That's not a do-it-yourself project, is it?
Absolutely not.
Let's tell people why they should use professionals.
The laws are way too involved. There's laws that when I'm teaching that I tell agents that have been agents for decades that they haven't heard of these laws, and they've been laws for over 20 years. So when you have an individual landlord doing their own property management, it's really tough. Fair housing's getting bad. Case in point, anybody heard about peacocks on an airplane? We'll try to get this stuff and when you're dealing with a residential home, trying to put people in a home and trying to get it rented for somebody, and you've got problems with that. So there's these types of things that we have to deal with on every base, every day.
And what's interesting, unfortunately, I haven't been in a courtroom lately, but I bet if you tell the judge, I didn't know that was a law, I don't think he cares. It's your job to know if you're renting your property.
No, not so much. Landlords lose in court all the time when they do that kind of stuff if they don't know what the rules are and what the laws are.
Well, it's interesting then. Let's tell people what attracted you to this. I mean, it is a dangerous profession, but you really have to know what you're doing. What attracted you to this part of the real estate world?
I kind of fell into it like most guys I know do. I started off with a friend of mine, and I said I'll start handling some property management, and then it grew, and I figured out I was good at it, and I liked it, and so I just kept at it. And so now we've been doing it for 30 years, and we love it. But a lot of agents don't like it, so a lot of brokerages don't allow their agents to do it at all. So they cannot do it.
You carved your niche out,
yes,
and you're doing something. I would also think part of your success is staying on top of the ever-changing laws, because that's really important.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have to stay up all the time. The laws are constantly changing. There's different governmental entities that want to do things differently. There are tenants that want to push something that they may not need to be pushed. There's landlords that want to push something that they're not supposed to be pushing. So it's very tough. It's a fine line, but if you concentrate on it, it's not so bad.
So if someone's out there listening and they want you to manage their property for them, that would be a good idea. Let's tell them how they can reach you.
The easiest way to reach me is at the office at 713-895-9966. And the website's terraresidential.com.
And we're talking with Mike Mengden. He is with Terra Residential Services. And Mike, say it in the next 30 seconds. What else would you like people to know about your company?
Basically, we try to help people. Our job is to try to find a decent place to live, and try to find landlords to have the opportunity to get a decent tenant that's not going to tear the house up.
And they can also go to terraresidential.com and find out more about the company.
All day long. Everything's on our website. We are an open book.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Mengden. Give him a call at 713-895-9966. Thank you, Mike, for being on the show.
Thank you. I love it.
You look me up till the crystal top so I can see.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, the fastest growing real estate company in Houston. Over 400 trained professional realtors here to serve your needs in 21 locations in Houston and across the state. Whether you're buying, selling, or leasing, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties is the smart choice. Check us out at andersonprops.com today. Find out why so many choose Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties for all of their real estate needs. You know us, we know real estate.
She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone.
Bill Knapik still here, hosting the real estate
all these years.
after all these years, and during the show here, hosting this very special show. We now have Dave Dickinson. He's a regular on the show. I know we heard him last week, and now he is with Alamo Title and Fidelity. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. It's great to be here. I've heard so many great things about you.
And some of them
Mostly
are
from you,
yes,
but
well,
they're true nonetheless.
Some of them are true, no doubt. But let's tell people, first of all, you've talked about this new role that you have. I know you're excited about it, and as I listen to you on the radio, I'm excited about it for you as well.
Thank you.
Let's tell people what you're doing.
Well, I'll tell you, it is a brand new role in the title industry. It's never existed anywhere that we know of. And from my point of view, it just shows what quality of leadership we have in the Fidelity and the Alamo Title teams here in the city of Houston, because what they've done is they've dedicated a new position to really help their employees feel better about their daily lives and what they're doing. So what I'll be doing is teaching John Maxwell to the rank and file folks that are in the branches every day, the plant people. And we're going to start with John Maxwell's 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And I got to tell you, that's a book that's changed my life. I discovered John about 25 years ago. I've been I wouldn't say a cult member, but I've been a devotee. Zig Ziglar was the first guy I ever latched onto. That was 1978. I started my sales career in 1990, and I found Brian Tracy to teach me how to sell. Zig taught me how to feel, Brian taught me how to sell, and John taught me how to lead. I found him in 1992. I've read probably about 20 of his 105 books, and they've all made a difference in my life. Only from the standpoint that I now own my life. I take full responsibility for everything I do, and it's just exciting to be able to share that with everybody else.
And that's a combination of knowledge that you have there with those three incredible individuals and what they do, their passion in life, how they've changed so many people's lives. But I will say this, as far as all those guys, especially John Maxwell and Zig Ziglar, but John, his books, if you are out there listening and you have not heard of John Maxwell or read any of his books,
go get something.
Pick up one of the books. I would start with Winning with People, because the beauty of John and why I think he's so successful is he consolidates things into things you can remember.
They're small. They're practical.
Exactly. He capsulized, like in Winning with People, there's several principles. He puts them down to principles, and one of them I love is called the elevator principle, Dave. And you know that one, right? We have the ability sometimes to bring people up,
right,
or bring them down.
That's exactly right. The law of the lid is great, but the law of generation I really like, because it tells you you cannot give what you do not have. So when you're trying to teach somebody, when you're trying to help somebody, if you don't have the capability, that's the best reason I can think of to take a step forward and let's grow a little bit.
Hey, I've got one for you.
Yeah.
I love this one. It's called One Minor Exception. You remember that?
Yeah.
You know, the world, except for one minor exception, consists of others. And that one minor exception is you and me.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorites, too, is if you want to make somebody's day, start with yours.
So let's tell people again, if you don't know John Maxwell, get one of his books. You're going to love it. And
I would.
Your situation, as you are a certified trainer now.
I am.
Let's tell people a little bit about that process and what you're now able to do to share this knowledge.
Well, I'll tell you, the certification program was so awesome. There were 4,500 people in one room for 4 days. And then John did a service for us because he's a retired preacher. And I got to tell you, that was so inspiring. But what I'm actually doing is really just trying to give life lessons. I have a lot of stories about I've made more mistakes than a 6-year-old trying to do trigonometry. So, I don't hold myself above anything or anyone. I'm going to be able to go out and hopefully help people unlock the secrets of their own success, find ways for themselves to be a little bit happier about what they do. It's my belief that everybody has always gotten everything they've ever wanted. So if it's not working for you, why don't you just step 2 degrees to your right and move about 5 feet and find a new environment. It's the easiest thing in the world to do and the best thing you can do for yourself.
So you got to see John speak in person. Did you get to meet him and talk with him?
I didn't get to meet him and talk with him. Not yet.
Well,
But,
he is a giant and an incredible speaker.
Well, he's a very humble leader. He's not, for a man that's so prolific and has been so successful for so many years, he's very down to earth. You can tell that he's just a guy that's trying to get along in life. He's not perfect, and he's the first one to tell you that. But the little story I was going to tell you is he does a daily, it's not a devotional, but it's a 60 to 120 second blurb every day called Minute with Maxwell. And if you haven't got it on your phone, you need to get it, folks, because it's really a great way to start your day. So I'm thinking that, he rehearses these things, and then they get a camera in there and they do all those things. But while we were at the certification program, he said, wait a second, it's time to do a couple of Minute with Maxwells. And so he'd pick somebody out of the audience and say, give me a word. And he did it, and I'm telling you, the camera rolled, and he went through 1 to 3 minutes of absolute solid gold with that word: commitment, desire, intensity. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. Now, he's been doing it for 45 years, so it probably rolls off his...
It's one of those deals where he makes it look easy.
Yeah, I tell you, I saw him this week on a podcast, and I got to tell you, this was the most important thing I've heard him say in quite a while. He said, people want to do what I do. They don't want to do what I did.
Exactly.
That really moved me. It was totally awesome.
Well, the Houston market is waiting for you to unleash this program. I know you're going to start with your rank and file, but then you're going to go out to realtors and real estate professionals. Let's tell people how they can reach out to you, Dave.
You can reach out to me just by my cell number, 832-788-1877. That's 832-788-1877. Looking forward to meeting all of you out there. I'm very excited about this new role, and I'd love to be lifted up.
Dave Dickinson, ladies and gentlemen. I got to say, Dave, I've heard you on the radio many times. So glad to see you finally in person. And also, it's the first time 2 title companies. I'm with Stewart Title. There you are with Alamo.
Yeah.
Who knows what's
We're
to come.
best of friends, Bill.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank
and
you.
We're going to take a short break. Bill Knapik and Dave Dickinson, stay with us.
Y'all take care.
Looking for financing of a new home or to refinance your existing home? Maybe you need a bit of equity for improvement or repairs. At Fairway Mortgage, the Kelso Group, customer service is a way of life, and finding you the best mortgage and term for your future is their passion. It's their job to take care of you better than anyone else. At the Fairway Kelso Group, you can rely on their team for smart home financing options and exceptional service. After all, they believe they are only as good as their last loan. With the Kelso Group, you remain a highly valued client. And of course, they look forward to continuing to take care of your mortgage needs. Call anytime 24 hours a day at 713-256-9138. That's 713-256-9138. Or online at fairwaykelsogroup.com or on Facebook at Fairway Kelso Group. You are their priority, and they would love to work with you. The Fairway Kelso Group. National strength, hometown service.
Fire it all.
And now the maestro of mortgage. He is Chris Kelso. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey,
It's your show, by the way.
Well, today it's your show, so don't worry about it. As we talk about all the time, this is a community show. We're all about building community. Bill, it's very interesting because when we look back at your show, we look back at our show, we look at how people ask me all the time. They're like, "Do you know Bill Knapik?" And Bill Knapik, they ask you the same thing. And we're like the best of friends. Like, we truly enjoy what we do, and we enjoy building community together with everybody for the people, as they say. And really, when we form, that's what it's all about. It's about getting along. It's about having a voice in the industry, and it's truly about building those relationships that sometimes are lacking.
And you may not know this, but I'm the only child, but you guys are my family. You and the real estate community and other friends. It really is community-driven. You guys have intertwined and given people a platform for 5 years now in an incredible way, and in the 4th largest city in the USA.
I know, right? It's funny because it seems like yesterday that Rob was just beating down my phone trying to find out, hey, can we get together and form a group, a real estate talk show? And I couldn't have thought, and I mean this, I could not have absolutely found a better partner than Rob Cook. Not only is he knowledgeable, but he has a giving heart. And just like you, and we talk about all the time, it's hard to find. Bill, you're our family. You're not only our family in real estate, you're our family in radio, you're our personal family. And that's what we've been able to create, I think, through the radio show, is that extension of what we all three have, which is we've got these giving hearts. We want to get out there and help more people and allow more people to be better at what they do, no matter what their industry is. And hopefully this little slice of what we can give in regards to information in the community can help somebody else in their careers and in their growth.
And we were doing the math, the amount of guests that you've had on offering this great platform, and it's been a lot of information and fun. I mean, it goes into, I don't know how many hundreds, maybe 1,000 guests when you think about 5 years.
If you think about 5 years,
That's
and you
a
think
lot of
about,
people.
we have at least generally, 3 guests on most of our shows. So, you take that and multiply it. Yeah, we're probably pretty close to 1,000 guests by this time.
Unbelievable.
It's pretty amazing. And what's amazing is, and Bill, you know this, how you can a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, pick up the phone and call some of those past guests. And some of their fondest memories they're going to have are the great times they had on the radio show. The promotion you did for them, the growth that you did. We have cases in which individuals will call us up and say, I owe where I am today because of that shell that you broke loose of me, of getting me on the radio and allowing me to have my voice and me promoting myself through that area. So it's a lot of fun to have that.
The radio and the opportunity is certainly a personal development tool that you can't find elsewhere. It really is, because, so as you know, you find guests, you ask people on, some don't want to come on just because they're afraid. And I tell people, get out of that fear. Public speaking is one of the biggest things people are afraid of. And I used to be a shy little guy when I was young, but you need to break out of it, and radio certainly helps.
Well, one thing was really neat, Bill. You and I have put together a public speaking class before.
That is right.
And that was a really neat class. In fact, we probably need to revisit that again.
We need to dust it off and do it again.
I think so, because, one of the things that most people have, I think, in life in general is a big fear of getting in front of other individuals. And I think one of the great things the radio allows us to do is they're in front of a lot of individuals without them really knowing it sometimes. And they've got that microphone in front of them. And once you can break through that little fear that they've got on public speaking and even on radio, man, we have seen, and you've seen the same way, people shine. They become a different person. And so we encourage everybody all the time. And there's a lot of people also who have a lot of great information out there, and they maybe don't know how to share it or how to engage with others to share that information.
And I remember one guest, I forget her name right now, however, she said something that was incredible. She was never on the radio before. She got on the radio and talked about her real estate profession, and I called her like a day or two later, and I said, wow, you really did a great job. And this was like she's channeled Mr. Spock. She goes, all I did was talk about something I'm supposed to know about. So it's like, hey, wait a minute, is it that easy? For her, it was, and she shined, like you said.
It is. We tell everybody all the time, this show is, as you know, Bill, it's impromptu, it's live, mistakes happen, stutters happen, but we get through it. And more importantly is, if you talk with somebody who truly knows and enjoys what they talk about, it shines through on radio, and that's the really good thing. We have tons of people. The great thing I can tell you, our greater real estate community in Houston and all the surrounding areas is truly a magnificent community. It's a great community that gives back. It's a great community that shines. It's a great community that endorses and loves one another, and it's just a privilege to be a part of it. And again, if we can provide a little piece of that pie and be a little piece of that community, we're happy to be that way.
And there you go, 5 years. How many more years are we going to go with this real estate Rat Pack?
Well,
what lies ahead? It's going to be fascinating.
I just make sure that every day Rob wakes up and he takes his vitamins and that he's breathing, because I think it's going to be more dependent upon him. I'm just joking, Rob. You know that. Yeah. So, Rob and I have talked about this. As long as it's fun, we'll continue to do it. And we don't see any, look at this party today. Look at all the great people we have today. If it's fun, we're going to keep doing it. The day it becomes work, Rob and I, and you even talked about this, Bill, if it becomes work, it's not worth doing, and it's still a tremendous amount of fun. So if it ever becomes a problem in which we don't have fun,
it's not work unless I'd rather be doing something else. So
yes.
Therefore, if we're doing what we love, and again, concisely put by John Maxwell, it's not work unless I'd rather be doing something else. Yep. And I love doing this. I know you do, and as Rob does.
Absolutely. Every Saturday morning we wake up, we have a great time, we get to the radio show, we cook breakfast afterwards for our guests. And I can honestly say I don't know there's a morning that we sat there and said, oh, gosh. I mean, every morning we wake up, and it's fun. And what's really neat is we just like showing up and seeing what the diversity is going to be and what the subject matter is going to be and what's going to come out of somebody's mouth. It can be absolutely hilarious, and it can be absolutely informative.
And at the other end of the radio or however people are listening on their phones, what's interesting is you get to see a lot of people that hear the show. You see them up through the year and maybe during the week. However, there's a lot of people we don't get to see. And one of the important things about radio is that, and why it's such a sustaining medium, is that we're companions. When people listen to us, I mean, I'm listening to radio all the time, whether it's the real estate radio or business or anything else, but we're companions to people as they're doing their normal things every day.
I would agree with you. Every single day, we're companions with each other.
So we have friends we haven't met yet. They're out there, I guess. I know. Maybe some of them aren't friends, but a lot of them are.
Yep. And, and it's great also, I tell everybody, and also even within radio, the camaraderie that we have built, it's really neat also to have a sister show in your show, which is Real Estate Matters, in which we're able to share information and able to truly get out there and deliver that information in a great way and to share it within the community and within each other right there. So it's a lot of fun.
And I will thank you once again because you were the first time I was on a radio where I was interviewed. That got me hooked. So thank you for that many years ago.
And by the way, one of the things we always do, we always like to bring beautiful women on our show, by the way. And today's no different. We are in an event right now, and Rayleigh just walked in. Rayleigh, how are you doing?
Wonderful.
This is the beautiful Rayleigh Kalunga, if you don't know, by the way.
There you go. And if people tune into the YouTube video after the fact, they can see her. Wave at everybody there. Rayleigh, how are you today?
Wonderful.
Super cool.
I'm going to let you pass. I'm going to let Rayleigh continue on right now.
All right.
Because she's always so shy right there.
All right. Just give us a quick word, Rayleigh. Now, are you a realtor?
Yes.
Which company do you work for?
I'm with Exceed Realty.
Exceed Realty. Let's tell people how they can reach out to you if they want some real estate.
832-209-0779.
One more time.
832-209-0779.
And what area of town do you work, or how do you approach your real estate profession?
Most Southwest area, so Fort Bend County, Rosenberg, Richmond, Sugar Land. Do a lot of Southwest.
And how's the market there, generally speaking, right now?
It's
What
amazing.
Would you say? Amazing.
Amazing.
Well, there you go. Let's tell people again. Your name is
Rayleigh with Exceed Realty.
Thank you, Rayleigh, for being on the show.
Thank you.
What you wanna do, baby? Where you wanna go? I'll take you to the moon, baby. I'll take you to the floor.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, the fastest growing real estate company in Houston. Over 400 trained professional realtors here to serve your needs in 21 locations in Houston and across the state. Whether you're buying, selling, or leasing, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties is the smart choice. Check us out at andersonprops.com today. Find out why so many choose Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties for all of their real estate needs. You know us, we know real estate.
No, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home. It's been a long night.
And welcome back. And now we get to talk with Christina Boston. Oh, yeah. Christina, what's going on?
Oh, just celebrating the Rat Pack.
And 5 years of incredible service to the community and a lot of fun. Let's tell you, how did you meet the Rat Pack going way back, or is it that long?
It's been way back. It's been the first time I met them was when I was on their radio show, and I came over. I think I was a guest of Capital Title at the time, and I came on their show, and it was just the most fun I've ever had on radio.
Well, now you were on our show too. That was fun too. I mean, at least.
And then until I got on your show, and then when I was on your show, then it might have been the second most fun. So I think we should have a competition.
It is, but here we are today, unified via the Rat, and they're unifiers. There's no question about it. Let's tell people the area that you focus on in real estate.
I'm in the Cypress area. Boston Real Estate Group is my independent brokerage, and Northwest Houston, all over Houston. We love Houston.
And I said it before. That is, when they hear your name, Christina Boston, they can't forget it, even if they want to.
They can't. You can't forget Christina Boston.
And let's tell people your number again.
The native Houstonian.
That's too awesome. What's your number again, Christina?
832-331-4103.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
And now here he is, Houston legend, Hank Moore. Hank, welcome to the show.
Happy to be here. Always glad to be with the Rat Pack.
And not only are you a legend, but you've talked and interviewed legends and written about them for many years. Let's tell people what you do.
Well, I'm a corporate strategist and a futurist, and I work with companies of all sizes on strategy. I've reorganized AT&T, Marriott, Hewlett-Packard, Disney, and a few small companies too. And I happen to be a big fan of the real estate world. I think realtors and the real estate professions and ancillary professions are probably the best business people that I know. I mean, and I've worked with a lot of big major corporations, but people in real estate impress me because they're skilled generalists. And they are a little more than the average professional. And, of course, who benefits from that is the customers.
And that's right. The other thing that comes to mind is that it's also such a barometer in this exciting city and how it's grown and what you've seen and what we've all seen. It's such a barometer of the excitement and growth and economics here in Houston.
In one of my books, my 7th book, which was Houston Legends, I wrote a chapter and I basically said that real estate and building had created the path for Houston to become the global leader that it became. And then what continued, in fact, the last time I was on the Rat Pack Real show, we talked about charitable involvement and community leadership, and that's another area where I think that realtors are probably better than most professionals at giving back to the community. Yes, it's your currency in professionalism, but giving back gets you more and more ingrained in the community, which makes you more valuable as a business person and as a citizen.
Exactly. And Hank, let's tell people you have a new book out. What's the name of the book and how can they get it?
Well, they're all on Amazon and in the bookstores. I have actually 9 books out right now. The last one we talked about on Real Estate Rat Pack, which is a few months ago, was Nonprofit Legends.
I remember. I was listening.
Yeah, I've also got the Houston Legends book, the Pop Icons and Business Legends, and the latest one that's just coming out, my 10th book, is called, and the next time I'm on the show, we'll talk specifically about it. It's called The Big Picture of Business. Problem with business is a lot of people in business are not experts on business, and that's why they need mentoring and guidance to be more successful than they would be otherwise.
Well said. And Hank, how can people reach out to you?
My website is www.hankmoore.com, and
you'll see all the books
I speak at Chambers of Commerce everywhere. I'm around a lot, but I love the community. I love the role that realtors have played in building the communities around the area. And in fact, in Houston Legends, I wrote about probably 40 communities. It's not just Houston, it's the whole metro area.
There you go. Thank you so much, and it's great to see you again, ladies and gentlemen. Hank Moore, go to hankmoore.com. Thank you, Hank.
Thank you.
I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go.
And welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack 5th year anniversary. It's so awesome to be here. I am Bill Knapik. Honored to do the honors here today. And here's Rob Cook and Brittany K. Martinez as we wind up the show. Rob, thank you so much for this.
I really
Super
appreciate
pleasure.
doing this. This was fun. Of course, we were at the party, and you probably heard in the background people, and we've been grabbing people from the crowd to come be on the show with us. And these are people who pioneered with us. They've been on the show in the past. And Brittany K. Martinez, she was on, I don't even know how many times she's been on. We can't even count how many times she's been on the show, and always been a great asset to her. And so, I kind of like to always get some feedback from our guests. What it's kind of meant to you to be part of the Rat Pack.
So more than anything, besides the publicity of it all, is when I got to be one of the calendar girls and we got to benefit the Sunshine Kids. That was phenomenal. I think close to $20,000 or so that we raised. I was one of the initial calendar girls, and so giving back to the community, that's been the funnest part.
It really is. And that interesting people out there say, calendars? What if people want a Real Estate Rat Pack calendar with Brittany on the calendar or anybody else?
I still have some.
So there you go.
And it's a phenomenal picture. She's, she is big with first responders, fire department, police, and things like that, because it's a lot of her background. But the picture of her is in front of a military helicopter. Yeah. It's one of the most phenomenal pictures. And when I saw that, I said, that's the one we put on the calendar. And, of course, like Brittany says, we raised $20,000 plus for the Sunshine Kids with that calendar.
Well, there you go. One of the things we want to say also as we wrap up the show, thank you guys so much for allowing me to do it once again. I'm honored, and of course, on behalf of Stuart Title, I'm their radio show all the time, and it's great to be a part of this. And if people stay tuned to this dial, they're going to hear a different version of the Rat Pack, because you're going to be on my show, Successful Living with Bill Knapik, and today it's going to be Successful Living with Bill Knapik, Rob Cook, and Chris Kelso right after this.
And that'll be on the 7th, right, which is this will air on the 7th. So, this
That's
is
right.
actually the 29th, so it's also confusing.
That's right. We're going into the future, but thank you again so much. God bless you, the Rat Pack. 5 years of super service, providing that platform for so many people right here in Houston, Texas. Thank you, Brittany. It's too awesome. It really is. Thank you. And this is Bill Knapik with Stuart Title, Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title, and Successful Living. Go to radiobill.net. It's that simple. Radiobill.net. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Chris Kelso. Thank you, Brittany.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack with Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage, and Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate. The Real Estate Rat Pack is ready to answer your toughest questions. So tune in to the really big show every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on 100.7 FM, The Word.